help smiling, Spider. Just can't help it. I've got this warm glow all over. Right then. The purpose of this meeting, Mr. Chairman, is to interrogate you. But, having known you for quite some time, I can't see that being very profitable.
Where's my clothes?
In our lab, undergoing tests.
Lying in a heap outside, more likely.
Stand up, son. All right, what are you doing with all this clobber?
What time is it, eh?
It's early. It's very early. But we're very happy to work 2 terms, huh? Very tasty, this. Right then. House-breaking implements. A rope, a grapnel, dark clothing, climbing boots. Your previous old sport, I don't reckon you'll get much change out of 2 years. You think maybe they'll let you out to sit on this inquiry, eh? We're a bit busier now.
I've had a word with your governor. I'm to see Scott alone.
You're off the force now, Mr. Moody.
2 minutes. I told him what a great help you were last night.
You do get around a bit, don't you? All right, but don't be long. Breaks up my effort.
Lost the West Indians, did you?
It was dark.
Yes, it usually is at night. Oh, could we have Mr. Scott's clothes back?
Yeah.
Did you find anything?
I'm sorry, I'm not with you.
What were you up to in Thresher's office?
Now you've lost me.
The suspect's clothes, sir.
Oh, yes, thanks, cousin. All right. Look, nobody wants to see you do more time.
Well, how about Godzilla out there, eh?
Nobody that matters. Do you smoke?
Thank you. They say you're a hard man, Mr. Moody.
Hard but fair, eh? The Earl Street copper, like the tart with a heart of gold. Rubbish. I hate most kind of villains. And I went after them the same way that Bullman does. Tricks, deception, blackmail, violence. I used them all, son.
Yeah. Now you sound like an ex-copper.
Just answer me one question.
No promises.
Are you still on the crook? Okay. It's Thresher, isn't it? You don't think he's kosher? What's the threat to you? Did you find anything? For God's sake, Spider, you risked 2 years minimum to break in there. Now, come on, what's the big secret?
Have you got a lot of pull round here?
I might have.
Can you get my socks back?
Forgive the slight smile playing on my lips. William George Scott, you were charged that on the night of May the 14th, between the hours of 11 p.m. and 2:30 a.m., you did feloniously at...
Leave it.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Out.
It's about this case.
Urgent?
Yeah.
Right. There is a charge of wasting police time. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's 3 days hard labour, isn't it?
You could have ended all this hours ago.
I'm sorry, I'm not with you, George.
Come in, sir.
By God. You went right through with it. I take for everything I said, Spider. Here you are. Well deserved. First class. Right into my inner office, past the guards, wait till my insurer's here. The bet.
Oh, yes, the bet, yeah.
But you were caught.
Otherwise, I would have earned another ton, right?
A bet?
I can still do him for going equipped. Bet or no bet.
But you wouldn't.
Me?
You're much too sensible. Way ahead of the game. Am I right?
There are many things that we would throw away were we not afraid that others might pick them up.
Yes, quite so. Well, perhaps Spider should donate his winnings to the Police Benevolent Fund.
Our orphans are not that short.
Then I apologize most sincerely. Quite frankly, I didn't believe that Spider would have taken my wager seriously. But I am partly to blame. A foolish prank. How much do you think I should be fined?
You, sir.
Well, I am an accessory.
You're very lucky to be acquainted with a man like this. I suppose you realize that.
Oh, yes. I'm very grateful.
Right then. You better go.
No charges?
Shut your mouth!
Can I have my car keys, please, Constable?
Oh. Impossible. For a day or two. Red tape. You know.
What were you doing in my office?
I'm interested in history.
And what have you learned?
Oh, about the factory in Italy that Brooks financed. With your money?
You're a dreamer, Scott. Brooks has been with me for years.
You were controller of that Italian operation? Right down to giving the nod for the big fire. Not a bad caper.
I've never heard such rubbish. And nothing in my office could lead you to such a bizarre conclusion.
I saw the document.
Right, thank you, Martin. He'll do. What, document?
The letter, giving every detail of your involvement in the replicas business. Names, places, Swiss bank codes, insurance on the factory. The lot.
Someone's been filling your head with absolute rubbish. Where was this, letter?
I've heard they cry, you know. In the base of a lamp. On your desk.
Brooks. Bastard. Did you, manage to retain this document?
No. Brooks has it.
Speaking man to man, Spider, does it convince the reader of my involvement?
Beyond a doubt. Every detail can be checked, you see.
In the parlance of the underworld, it stitches me up, eh?
Nicely.
Odd assortment they have on this inquiry. My husband, for instance, and you're a friend.
I think your Spider's rather dishy. I didn't know you'd met. He's just coming up through the garden now.
Hello there.
Tom Moody. Bless my soul.
Can I offer you a lift?
By all means.
Why would Brooks hide such a document in my office?
Safe place. I presume he had hinted to you of his existence?
Oh, yes. I don't think a day has passed for 7 years.
And in the meantime, he's risen up in the wake of your legitimate successes.
Of course.
Did you ever try to recover it?
No, I assumed it was in the hands of lawyers. Or in a bank.
Crafty old Brooks. Clearly, Eton isn't all war games and wanking, is it?
What am I to do with you? You know enough to finish me.
I don't grass.
I can't take that chance.
It's the big sleep, is it?
Oh, I'm not a violent man.
But prudent.
Oh, yes. All I've got to do is to go back to Bullman and tell him that something's missing from my office. It turns up in your girlfriend's flat, and you're out of the way for 6 years.
You would do that too, wouldn't you?
As you say, Spider. Just like that.
Well, I suppose now we come to the or else clause, do we?
Oh, yes, yes, of course. Resign from the commission, leave England, profit yourself to the tune of 25,000, payable anywhere but in this country.
Give me time to think.
I don't see how I can.
I don't see how you can't. My going to prison isn't going to keep you out of it. And you had better believe it.
24 hours.
Bastard's up to something. It's like a name on the tip of your tongue, you know?
We got work to do, Sarge. Reports on yesterday's collars. I thought you might want to do some interrogations.
Yeah. What about that case of... You know what that interfering bastard Moody's done?
What?
It's turned off my tap. Derek, tell me something.
What's that?
Think I'm going a bit balmy about Spider Scott?
Of course not, Sarge.
You see, you need my dripping tap. It's a great piece of theatre in this sordid trade of ours. You know what we are, Derek?
What are we, Sarge?
Society's refuse collectors. Am I right?
The garbage men. That's us.
Yeah.
That Thrasher's a right villain, you know.
Survived the depression of the past few years.
I'm going to stay on that inquiry and nail that bastard.
I never doubted it for a
The
second.
body of an elderly man, which was discovered in his flat in Cheney Walk, has been identified
Hang
as
about.
Alistair Vernon Quilter,
Listen.
an antique dealer and auctioneer. Police are looking for a man aged between 30 and 35, over 6 feet tall, with dark hair, who was seen entering the house around the time of Mr. Quilter's death.
Christ, I forgot.
You forgot you murdered somebody. You are getting absent-minded.
No, the person that had Quilter murdered was the same guy that tried to knock me off outside Bucket-Face Smith's antique shop.
Where is the old rascal, eh? Hey?
is intolerable, the way you pursue me into my most private moments.
Well, coming from you, that's rich. Well, what do you think?
I can't imagine why you wish to burden me with such a tale.
Well, I would have thought MI5 would be interested. Thresher, power in the land.
Then you are ignorant of the workings of our organs of government. Go to the police if you feel certain crimes have been committed.
Who, for instance, Sergeant Bloody Bullman?
Have some respect for the children, dear boy. You really are the limit.
My word against Threshers. No evidence. Oh, come on, Fairfax, I'm in a spot.
Kindly go away. My people are not interested in your problems.
What about, Thresher's bribe to get me out of the country? Maybe I could use his cheque as evidence.
Oh, God, how tiresome you are. Why the devil don't you take his damned cheque and in the name of the Almighty, go?
Ah, I see. The establishment is closing its ranks, is it, to protect Thresher?
Oh, the devil you think you are, the Wat Tyler of cat burglars. Instead of carping about some long-past peccadilloes of Peter Thresher's, why don't you think of the schools, the hospitals, the Thresher-Marsland grants to the arts? Surely the good the man has done far outweighs any reallocation of a few obscure Greek jugs. Oh, Angus, kindly get me off this damn thing, will you?
Think of the children. You heard about Quilter?
Yeah. Wasn't me to croak him. I left him able to talk, didn't I?
Oh, yeah. You did a great job, didn't you, eh?
Well, we aim to please, don't we?
Nothing too violent, I said. That was part of the contract. Pint, please, love.
Listen, Kincaid. Speaking about contracts... I'm listening. I think you better come and sit down, Smiley. I've got me a contract on your good self, Spider.
What sort of contract?
Well, it ain't no recording contract, and that's for sure, Spider.
It's the big one, is it?
Yep. Boot to heel, bud.
I don't suppose you can tell me who.
Oh, come on, it's not very professional, is it, mate?
And you didn't think of turning it down, did you?
Listen, have you seen the pound against the franc, Spide? I mean, the bloody franc, mate.
When?
Oh, listen, come on, don't worry, it's not in here, right?
Soon?
Look, I just thought I'd tell you, you know, seeing as how we're such great mates, right?
Sad, really, isn't it?
What?
Oh, nothing. Do me a favour, Knocker.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Stall your punter for a couple of days so I can make, you know, arrangements.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, yeah.
Thanks, Knocker. Good pal.
Listen, you know, you was the only bloke who ever bothered to be kind to me. And that means a lot to me. You know what I mean?
Morning, Liam.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Mickey. How's Trix, then?
Well, I can't complain. Maud started with measles at age 31, can you imagine?
Yeah. Well, I might have an interest in this this Quilter murder. How far have you got?
The only possible witness, a blind woman and her dog.
What did she hear?
Well, somebody comes to the front door, hears the sound of broken glass, hesitates, forces his way back in.
Round about time of death, huh?
Plus the description of a man seen parking his car near the house.
Yeah?
Over 6 feet tall, brown hair, athletic.
Well, that could be quite a few people, couldn't
Sorry,
it?
I can't help you.
Yeah, well, I think I'll drop it. Thanks all the same. Willis, see you. See you, Liam.
See you later, sir.
Well, a few years back, this Quilter was a fence, mostly a big house, Tom. Any good?
you weren't such an ugly sod, Nicky, I'd give you a big French kiss.
It's Thursday afternoon. Mr. Scott, can I...
Thank you very much. Have you put...
Yes, what is it?
Have you put a contract out on me?
Contract? To kill you? You're sure?
Oh, yes.
I'm horrified. Can you believe me? If there's anything I can do...
I think it's about
Spider-
time I met friend Brooks, isn't it?
Brooks hasn't been seen. Not at his home, not at the office. I think he's gone, AWOL.
Yeah, that figures.
Look at this room. 27 years of effort. Christ, Spider. Why is fate so...
Fate is a strumpet. We have it on the very best authority.
Would you take on a job for me?
Me? That seems a little bit unlikely, doesn't it? I thought you wanted me out of the country.
If I can just get hold of that, that document. I mean, if you can.
No, thank you. I've got my own problems.
£20,000. Same amount as before. Half an hour, half on delivery. Cash.
I've got to sort out who wants me dead. It could be friend Brooks, in which case we might have a deal. Or it could be you, Thresher. In which case there might be a conflict of interests.
Then we each must seek our own salvation.
Precisely. Thought you'd lost me, eh, friend? Come on. Not very good at it, are you, eh? Eh? Looks as if you could do with a square meal. Not with a law, are you? On a needle. Is that it? Well, why don't you come back to my gaff, eh? Have some coffee. Perhaps a plate of soup. Homemade. But a bird. Well, standing about in a cold, isn't it, eh? Come on, then. We've got a living to earn, you know. How long have you got to tell me?
I don't know. All day, I suppose.
About this evening.
Another bloke.
Dear me, what a setup. How much they paying him?
10 quid.
10 quid?
What's the game then?
Well, money, innit? I was going to try that busking, but couldn't work out an act. They said it was for a divorce.
Busking? Do you know, I reckon you're about the worst tail job I've ever met, you know that?
Well, I mean, it's not my scene, is it? I'm more into punk, you know?
Punk? Yeah. Come and sit down. There. It was the shoes, mate. I could tell by the tattered tennis shoes you're no pro. You see, the real pros, they look as shabby as they like, you know? Even make you look well-dressed, right? But good, strong shoes every time. Shoes were dead giveaway. Want some beer?
Yeah.
All right. Who was it? Paid you the 10 quid, eh? Cheers.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, no.
Thought you were in heaven, did you?
Where's my grapes?
They've all turned sour, son. Well, you'll be happy to hear there aren't any bones broken.
What happened?
Can you remember your name?
Well, of course I can remember my name.
Bad-tempered as usual.
What's the last thing you remember?
Beer.
Hello, George. You're winning then?
No. I waited at the hospital, but the nothing ambulance didn't turn up.
How come?
I don't know. I think bleeding Tom Moody has hijacked Spider.
What's old Moody up?
Don't know.
Has he gone private or what?
Do you know that the bloke that murdered Trotsky is still alive?
Which Trotsky's that, Sarge?
And now they've given him a bloody medal. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Isn't it about time you told me what was going on?
Mate, everything that's happened to me, you seem to know about it. Talk about me and my shadow. So why not tell me what's going on, eh?
This might seem a bit optimistic, but I must ask you to trust me. I promise you, you can.
All right, thanks, Lou. I was very nearly killed there, you know.
You certainly made a mess of a few sunshine breakfasts.
That day of the inquiry, I was dead put out about that miniature amphora. I knew I'd nicked it. So I went to the fence. One Bucket-Faced Smith.
What's all this interest in communism, Sarge?
University of the Air.
You into that, Sarge?
BA in politics and philosophy, actually. When I passed it all.
Does that mean we'll see you on the telly?
Tom Moody. I made a mental note on him.
What was in it for Thresher? Did Brooks know he was on the crook?
Fancy falling 6 floors without a fracture, eh?
You're a mug, son. You won't protect Thresher after all that's happened.
I don't run to the law, Tom. I'm only telling you this much because you're out of it and I know you can keep stum.
Unless something happens to you. Huh? Something permanent next time.
Bliss. Sheer blooming bliss.
Here you go, mate. You get that down here.
Oh, you are an angel. I thought you'd be a bit upset, you know.
It's a baby point. You're alive, aren't you? I'm in love with you and you're a schmuck. It could be worse.
Here's to temperance.
Oh, sorry. Did I start with you? You thought I'd come to knock you off, didn't you? Listen, would I croak a friend in front of his good lady? Oh, the hell I would.
Haven't you ever heard of doorbells, Mr. Roberts?
Just stow it, man. Listen, heard about your parachute jump without the parachute? Oh, dear.
Where's my grapes?
Oh. So who done it then, Spike?
Well, he was a bit of a toe rag, actually. He was medium height, long hair, beard. Very scruffy plimsolls. Strong, very good at it.
Oh, yeah, right. Danny the Busker. Yeah, he's done a few, all right. Well, who hired him then?
Same bloke who hired you.
Do you know, there's certain things we just ain't done, namely putting out 2 contracts under one geezer.
Bit of a slur on your professional skill, is it, Knocker?
Listen, know that contract I've got out on you? Well, as far as I'm concerned, it can be purchased off, you know what I mean?
Who by?
Well, you, I should have thought.
How much?
4 grand?
Yeah, all right. I'll have to owe it to you for a few days, yeah?
Listen, you're a friend of mine, William, right? I don't want to talk about money. Listen, here, I've got the address of that punter for you.
How'd you find out where he lives?
Don't ask. Insurance on it.
Thanks, Knocker. You're a real pal.
We was in the Peewit Patrol together.
Yes, that doesn't work since somebody threw it across the room. Been in the wars, have we?
You bastard, Thresher. You had Quilter murdered. And you damn nearly killed me. And where's Bucketface? Hey! What roof was he dropped off?
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Your punk busker dropped me off a roof. I fell on a pile of cartons. Family-sized cornflakes saved my life. Unsolicited testimonial.
Yes, I heard about Quilter on the radio. Spider, I swear it, not down to me.
You know I do not know what to believe anymore.
Brooks has disappeared.
Oh, no. No, that's just a little bit too neat. He could be dead.
No, not Edwin. I should look for him, Spider, before he goes on to the hat trick.
I think you'll find it's rarely empty.
It's been a cat burglar, Tom.
Brooks moved out the morning you were arrested. Lock, stock, and frilly drawers.
How'd you get in without me hearing?
Quietly.
Where is he?
Oh, I suppose he'll turn up. That fire in Italy when the factory burned down.
Ah, looked it up, did we?
A night watchman died in it. An old man. They found his wedding ring and the left lower mandible in the ashes. Quite a blaze, apparently.
So Brooks is a murderer. No wonder he's trying to scrub me.
And Thresher?
Sorry, Tom. I'm no grass.
Listen. Your life is in danger.
I can cope.
There's a whisper going around that you're still bent.
Bullman?
Peter Thresher. The whisper is that your reformation is one big con to get you into the Major League Industrial Secrets.
He's fitting me up.
He's a powerful enemy. Now, what will you do?
Well, find Brooks, if he's still alive.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm Cindy Thresher. Is Edwin around?
I think he's moved.
Nonsense. He'd have told me.
The flat's completely empty.
Spider, what are you doing here?
Looking for Eddie?
Are you a friend of Edwin's?
No. No, but I know your dad.
I don't quite understand.
Has he taken your gear as well?
No, I never left much. You creep. What a lousy trick.
Don't worry, Cindy, we won't say a word.
But where's he gone?
Shall I drive you home? See you around, Tom.
You're very fit, aren't you?
Oh, I just wear this bandage to stop my muscles overdeveloping.
Daddy spoils me, I suppose.
Meaning?
Meaning I'm used to getting it all my own way. I think you've just been propositioned.
You're a very naughty girl. How old are you?
19. My room's on the first floor. Up the drain pipe and through the bathroom.
Nothing out of the ordinary, then?
I'll leave the window open. Come round after 12.
How discreet can you be?
Daddy still doesn't know about Edwin.
Just after 12, then.
Rosie on the switchboard asked if you'd been transferred to Special Branch, Sarge.
Fascinating.
On account of that book you're reading.
Well, seeing as how she noticed what book I was reading, we might well ask her the same question. Bloody heck.
Sarge?
You know we couldn't find a connection between Quilter and Spider?
Yeah?
Well, it's only Special Branch that's hanging onto Quilter's file and won't let anyone see it.
Yeah, but they checked and found no link with Spider Scott.
Yeah, so they said.
Oh, come on, Sarge. Mind on the ball. Why would Special Branch protect Spider Scott, eh?
I know only one man who can answer that question. Finish your tea.
Come on, Romeo. Are you coming up or have you changed your mind?
I used to be a bloody cat burglar once. Budge over there.
Come on.
Stop me! The ribs. Ooh. All right.
I thought you were supposed to be a bit good at all this burgling.
I'll burgle something in a minute.
Ex-Detective Chief Superintendent Moody. Detective Sergeant Bullman here, sir. George Bullman. Yes, well, I'm sorry to disturb your beauty sleep, sir, but yeah, but I understand that you're handling the operation concerning Spider Scott. Well, I'd rather not say over the phone, sir. Could I come to...
What? It's like sticks of rhubarb. No, psychiatrist said to me, well, what have you come to see me about? He said, I've come to talk to you about my brother.
What?
I've come to talk to you about my brother. Oh! Hey, what's this?
Oh.
We're having a threesome or something, or what?
Oh. It's Amanda.
No, sir. I have not been drinking. No, sir, I understand. It's perfectly understood. I'm very sorry to disturb you. Have you been drinking? Do you know what time it is? No idea what you're bloody talking about. Hound Scott all you like, but leave me to enjoy my retirement. This is from an ex-copper to a serving one. Get a bit of sleep in, you sound a bit loopy, then he hangs up.
I should grab 40 winks, Sarge.
There's nothing about this in marks and bloody angles.
Oh. Trust you to forget your kid.
Good evening, Miss Parsons. Or perhaps I should say good morning.
He's not here. Spider isn't in.
Thank you. I'll wait. How charmingly furnished.
pleasure.
Look, he usually comes back with some of his mates. They're a gang of real hard cases. Fighting drunk.
No tea, thank you. I'll be fine. Just here.
Nice one, Peter. Neat. Well planned. 8 years penal servitude, eh? I suppose the law's all laid on, is it? Well, don't bank on me keeping my mouth shut about you, pal. We'll probably end up using the same cell. I suppose the inventive Cindy was all part of the bait, was she? Ghost of 8 Christmases in Parkhurst, right enough. Did you watch us at it? Will you watch your daughter getting her rocks off? You bloody pervert.